Hey, 99 ain't good enough. We are back in the building where we keep it 100.
Keep it 100 now, Coach Reed.
I mean, we got a legend in the building. I'm going to let Devil now you take over.
I'm going to let his partner, Tommy, introduce him.
Coach Tommy, they from the same era, ain't they?
Yeah, Charlie got me a year.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we know some of the same. We got me a year. We might mention some names y'all don't know about y'all youngsters over there.
Hey, mention them all, but one thing I can say right now, not being from the era, I got a chance to watch him, man. I got a chance to play against him. And I got sick of him shoot from half court.
Hey, man,
that's all I'm going to say.
Hey, the sweetest lefty, Tampa Robinson,
Sweetest lefty.
drafted in the NBA by the Kings. At USF, all-time leading scorer.
To this day.
Present day.
It was an honorable mention All-American a couple of years.
Sun Belt player of the year.
I think he started about halfway through his freshman year, and then he took that thing over and never looked back. My man Charlie Bradley, good to have you here, brother.
Good
to see you, Charlie,
Good to see you, man.
Hey, the real big homie in the building. The real big homie.
Hey, look at man. One thing I like about Charlie, man, cause Charlie, like legend up there.
He up there.
Don't matter, boy. You see Charlie, boy, you be cross the parking lot. Tommy, Charlie, holler at you, boy. I like that.
Listen,
now.
one of the most gracious.
Yeah,
every
man.
time I see him, he always, man, how you doing, man?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Just real, and it's always love, man.
Yes,
it's
sir.
always love.
Yes, sir.
The one thing, I mean, Charlie, I want to bring it to the forefront at the beginning of all of it, man. You have played a lot of basketball, seen the eras and things shift and change, being a part of, you know what I mean, Hillsborough County, and now watching it, and also still being a part of the development of a lot of guys. How do you feel on where the game is, now? What do you see locally?
I think we're behind a little bit, man.
Go ahead and say it, Charlie.
Just my opinion, but you got some good guys out there trying to train and teach these guys to do the right thing, but I just think we're behind, man. It's just and you can't blame the coaches. I think it's more the kids. It's all the access that's out there for them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Too much access can be a bad thing. Too much access.
Yeah, you definitely gotta be able to balance it out, and literally, I mean, it's always has been a confusion thing to me to see so many athletes, get to a certain level in one sport, and you still at the end of the day, your better athletes are playing sports. Right. Whether it's football or basketball or baseball or whatever, you got some sense of athleticism, but not to see it correlate, just from the basketball side, to see Hillsborough County kind of being we did have somebody be drafted 3 years ago, which is a great thing. We still got a few guys sprinkled here and there, still going D1, but I still think that the momentum should be a lot, better in regards to what we're seeing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna piggyback on what Charlie was saying, but also the adults got to be blamed. There's a school in the county, one of the original schools, not like a new school. Coach asked his AD if he could, use the gym. They would go do something with the AAU team, but they would go rent the gym, and he was gonna have some of his guys in there working out too. The AD told this head coach, "Nah, coach, we don't want to scuff up the flow."
Yeah.
And then, like Charlie said about the kids, there's a kid that plays for a school. They're probably about 11-7, 11-8. They fighting. Kid got hurt. He was averaging like 21, 22. He was supposed to come back, for example, say on a Friday. He told the coach, "Nah, coach, I want to work out with my trainer first, and then I'll try to play Saturday."
Yeah.
Wow. He told the coach.
But you know what though, Charlie attested this, man. Charlie, we went outside, man.
Man,
we just needed to go. They had to be inside the gym.
Man, that's what I was saying to some of these. You got USF averaging 50 points right now, man. 50 points.
Bet the under.
Hey, and you got a practice facility. If you look at this, the free throw percentages is not good as a team. Yeah. You got a practice facility that you can use that thing anytime you want to, man. 24/7. Yeah. It's just no excuse. No, there's no excuse.
I agree with you.
I don't know what else to say, man. Yeah. I mean, I've been out there watching USF and I got sick.
Wow.
Let me ask you this, CB. What individually, as we see, and tell me if you agree, the skill set and the skill level and the athleticism is definitely at an all-time high amongst basketball players. Do you think anything is changing much in regards to what you need individually to have some individual success in regards to scoring the ball or playing your tempo and pace in the game as a ball player?
Yeah, man. Like you say, the skill set has changed, but for me, I think it's more being a fundamental player.
Yes.
You know, that's all the basics, man.
That's how we
you
grew
know,
up.
And one started a lot of this stuff, man.
Yeah.
All the
Ooh,
crossover.
ooh.
You know,
It looked good.
It
looked real
looked
good.
great.
It
Man.
look-
I played against and one
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
You know? I watched this dude do a move, and I know he traveled, and the ref just let it go. So, you know, I think we need to get back to the fundamentals, man. You know, all the crossover. If you can't do nothing with it after you cross someone over, you still got to finish, man.
Yeah. Right.
Definitely got to
Oh,
finish.
sorry, they put more stock in the move than the finish.
Right.
Oh, they'll run on the court. You let somebody get crossed.
Oh, it's over.
They running on the court.
Haven't even scored yet.
Haven't even scored,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's I mean it's good that you say that, because I think as we watch the game, and it's still always kind of hard for me to watch NBA until the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? I do love to see the entertainment side of the athletes, some guys jumping
hit it on
12,
that.
10, you know, all that. But I think one of the better guys in the NBA, and I know he's top 5, is the most fundamentally sound guy in Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just sound. He gonna give you an up fake. He gonna I mean, DeMar DeRozan don't get enough credit. He definitely sound. You know what I mean? But
Fundamentally sound.
yeah, just fundamentally sound.
He shoots the same shot every single time.
Same shot every single time, but it doesn't. I don't know why it's like
It
so
don't sell,
attractive.
It ain't sexy, Reed.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah, I mean-
fundamental, like not to cut you off, like we said before. Like people talk about Mike. Mike was probably the most fundamental player ever.
That's real now.
Like Mike was super fundamental. You know what I'm saying? But I
MJ, right?
Yeah, MJ.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just don't think I don't think
But see,
it's appealing to the
it's
kids.
a different time. Like, Charlie, tell us a little bit, man, about you coming up. Y'all playing ball every day, how you learn. Tell us a little bit, man.
Man, I learned playing ball on the playground.
There you go.
No lie, man. Playing with older guys, getting beat up, you know, but it was all fundamental. Shooting,
Yeah.
dribbling.
Yeah.
I didn't learn how to basically dribble until I was a sophomore at USF. I played center in high school, so all my dribbling, you know, ability came as a sophomore, but working hard.
Yeah.
You know, they had me after every practice, man, dribbling the ball against a red shirt guy that still today he's in my mind. Because they had me try to beat him the length of the court, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But they had me every day with this dude. This dude was wild, man, and he locked in on me, and I couldn't even get the ball past half court.
But it made
so
you better.
It made me better.
So they had you working with a guy who was wild. He got the best of you. You ain't go home and tell your mom you want to leave.
There you go. There you go.
No, I worked, man.
So did y'all have a trainer that your mom didn't paying $100 an hour?
No.
Okay, and you the all-time lead scorer at USF. What was your last game? 80 what?
Oh, man, 85.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
You ain't
man.
have a trainer and you ain't quit. You ain't tell your mom and them to do
No
playing too
trainer.
hard.
Play AAU spurt with a guy by the name, and I can't remember his name, out of Ocala, Florida. Man, he's one of the top coaches in Ocala.
Oh.
Coached at Ocala Vanguard.
Yeah, I seen him about a couple of weeks ago. He retired
Coach
now.
at Ocala Vanguard.
Yeah.
Man, that was my guy, and got a lot of work. Then even Kuda came and played with me in Ocala. So, but you know, most of the work I did was on my own. No trainer,
Dang.
no coach.
Oh, yeah.
You
No
know,
trainer.
my
Oh, no.
stepdad was working hard, taking care of the family. So I was doing it on my own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. A little background, and we were saying this off camera. I met Charlie. Been knowing Charlie since we were little boys. All right. Even though I went private school, Charlie went public, and I know they were trying to get Charlie TC. But Charlie worked at the school during the summer, a little work program, and I did too. All right. I was working, taking money out of tuition. That was a scholarship in my day.
Right.
Wasn't nobody
right.
giving you nothing. You had to
No,
go to
sir.
school and work, you know. So I met Charlie then, and Charlie was a little tall and everything, but Charlie wasn't dunking then and all that. All right, man, the next time I seen Charlie, which was about a year later, man, Charlie was jumping like crazy.
Right.
And I know it wasn't no trainer.
No, that was
none
the
of
train. That was the $100 an hour trainer. John. Had to
It
be.
was work, and it was going out there playing, you know,
Well,
and putting that work in.
But I think as we all, you know, all of us are from the era where we didn't need a lot of access to somebody to create an environment for us to implement things to be able to do. We just went out and did it. The reason why trainers now are so prevalent, kids' subconscious mind is gone. They don't cross-train. They don't do anything else. So the non-functionality of any athlete have to be touched by somebody that see the deficiencies to help those guys get better in regards to doing it. Now, the repetition don't change. You want to become a better shooter, get in the gym and shoot. It don't matter how your mechanics are or whatever the case may be. Get in the gym, get your 300 makes in, every single day, and you will become a more efficient shooter.
So
that don't change.
I always want to ask you this, Charlie, because you stayed home, put USF on the map. Who else was in the running for your services?
For as
College.
Florida.
Florida was Florida was actually number one.
Who was that?
That's where I thought you was going.
Norm Sloan.
Storm and Norman.
Yeah, Storm and Norman. So Florida.
That's when Vernon them was up there.
Short story. My AAU team with Nate Palmer.
Yeah.
He
went to Ocala,
Mike
right?
Britton. Yeah, Nate Palmer from Ocala.
Yeah.
Mike Britton.
Clearwater.
Rodney Williams.
I don't remember.
Man, it was Eugene McDowell.
Eugene the Dunking Machine.
From
Yes, sir.
Park City, Florida.
Eugene the Dunking
Where was
Machine.
from?
Eugene McDowell. You never heard of Eugene?
I did.
Where you from?
First time
Park City, Florida.
first time I seen him,
Eugene the Dunking Machine.
they went to
Bad
Florida.
boy.
The Florida AAU, Team Florida.
Yeah.
Team Florida.
And the first time I had seen breakaway rims, because we didn't grow up with breakaway rims.
Yeah.
He dunked that thing and pulled the whole rim down. Then I watched him snap it back up. I said, "What the hell is that?"
So it was about seven. It was about 7 of us all decided we're gonna go to Florida, and put Florida on the map and do all these big things. So we were playing for the coach out of Vanguard. So 6 of them went, except me. So out of the 8, it was 8 guys. 6 went instead of me and Mike Britton from Clearwater that played at the Gamecocks, South Carolina Gamecocks. But yeah, I mean, you just
Florida was the number one, and who else other than the
Florida, Maryland. Had a little bit of Memphis with Dana Kirk, Memphis, and then at the time it was Southwest Louisiana with Coach Pascal.
That's where Bobby P came
Pascal,
from.
Yeah, he recruited me over there. With
Never knew
you
that.
remember Andrew Toney?
Yeah.
All them guys he had, man. Alonzo Allen.
The Boston Stranglers, what they call it.
Yeah.
Andrew Toney.
Yeah, bad boy.
He's killed himself.
So.
The Boston, that's a cold nickname too.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
So can I get back to Mario for his work? Putting in the work and the 300 shots a day. So after one of the games at USF, I asked one of the coaches, man, I said, man, do y'all guys, shoot 200-300 a day? He was like, they won't do it. So
you mean now?
Now.
I asked him, I said, Coach, he said, they won't keep count of it. I said, man, get those guys in the gym and shoot 300-400 shots a day.
Yeah.
Man. I get the outcome will be better.
Yeah.
It would be totally
I
different.
did it outside, man, by myself.
Yes. It would be totally different.
It'll be different, man.
He said they won't do
And
it.
a lot of time, like me and Debonair all the time, like I tell them all the time, like we've had a lot of these conversations where a lot of times it's unbelievable based off of because the talent is getting you in the door.
Yeah.
That's getting you in the door. You got the length, you got the wingspan, you can jump high. You know what I mean? You got that's getting you in the door. A lot of times the level of sustainability that's keeping you there is the lack of work that you're doing because it's easy to get in, it's hard to stay in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as we're looking at, it's a reason why a coach haven't been able to relay something to a group of young men to get them to put the reps in, and the results are going to be what they are. I watch y'all go through 11 minutes without scoring a basket. Against SMU the other night. 11 straight minutes. Yes.
Including TV timeouts.
Including TV timeouts and all that. Like them people went on a 15-0 run. They called 2 timeouts.
I saw the game, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and obviously we ain't hit a beat down USF. They just won them. It's plenty of teams like that. Yeah. Like you can, like I called you the other day about a score at halftime. The score at halftime in a Division I college game was 21-14.
That's crazy.
But it's like, okay, we see what we see, in regards to it, and we also see what's being drafted, man. So from our eyes, obviously, it is what it is in this sense. But to hear a coach say they won't do it, it's like you got to figure out a way for them to do it.
They got to do it.
Charlie, coming up, who were some of the players like you was looking up to and wanted to be like or be better than, or who pushed you? Or
man,
I know the names, but
with me, professionally was George Gervin.
Yes, sir.
The Iceman.
Yes, sir.
That was my guy. I kind of didn't emulate my game around him,
Right.
just to watch how the slender built, but could score 40 on anybody.
Yeah,
but just my oldest brother, like I say, playing with older guys got me. I mean, I got my ass whooped.
Yeah.
Every night.
That was it.
Man.
That was it.
It motivated me.
Yeah.
So and that time when I started dunking on these seniors in high school, and I was still in, ninth, 10th grade.
10th grade.
That's when I knew, something special was gonna happen.
I seen you make a huge jump because I remember we watched y'all play. It was at Jefferson. It was some kind of tournament they was having for the first time in years, and I hadn't seen you in a while. When I saw you in the jump you made, and I was like, what facilitated that kind of jump? I know you put in some work. I know that, but it's like you just took off, man.
Man, I just think the
Confidence?
the confidence and the hard work that I was getting from the coaches. Don't get me wrong, man. Coaches mean a lot to these players, but they can only do so much.
You got to play your part.
Like I say, you got a practice facility, man. You go and get that work in after practice. Before practice, you go in and put it in.
But I watched you, and then I watched you when you went to South Florida. You made another jump like that because you was a freshman. Like I said, I think you started like halfway. Or something like that. I was watching, and then you took off. Then you was leading the country in scoring. I was like, damn.
My freshman year, I averaged 5 points, man, and we had a lot of seniors, so I didn't get to play that much. But I stayed focused, man. Let me tell you, I had a roommate at the time, man. We would go and play outside. After I finished practice, I would go and play outside with these guys, and just worked on my game. And then over the summer from my freshman to my sophomore year, man, I don't know, that green light came on.
You earned that green light.
You took off.
I started dropping some numbers, and we didn't even have a 3-pointer. Most of my shots was from the outside.
It's funny you say that. I think back now and I look at how the game is. And when we were talking about bringing you in, I was like, man, Charlie will score 1 trillion points right now.
Well, me being the youngest statesman on the panel right now, you know what I mean. I got a chance to be able to see something. But you was one of the few people, the first people I seen shoot the ball with range. Like literally, it would be. I remember having to guard you. I remember other guys guard you, but also me having a cerebral, eye from an acumen standpoint, playing basketball, like. Knowing the scout report, you know what I mean? Don't let them get to this spot, pick him up at half court. Guys obviously still would fail, but being able to shoot the ball with range at that time, was that something where, obviously I know you felt comfortable because you did it at an extreme high rate and high clip. And I always thought your confidence level was, extremely high. But to hear, okay, I went from 5 points to now I'm transitioning to say, okay, that 5 jumped to
28.
20, 28, 25. And playing center in high school. Right. Tell us about like that mental shift of, kind of what it looked like for you. We obviously know the work, but I think mentally you had to really take a jump to know, okay, because a lot of times we can have, mentally be in a place. I come in as a freshman, I want to play, I average 5 points. Right. I may not be so confident coming in. So give us a little bit about how you, was able to shift mentally.
Playing center in high school helped me because then I can, I couldn't, in college, my first year, I couldn't go off the dribble.
Right.
It was just on all the stand. But once I got that, that first step to get off the dribble and to go inside, I love to go inside because I played center in high school. So, and with my jumping ability, I would just jump over the defender.
Yeah.
Sophomore year was kind of tough at some times because a lot of teams played box and 1, triangle and 2 to keep me out of the equation. But I just learned to go under the basket and try to do the dirty work, get some rebounds. I got frustrated at first, but when I started getting the offensive rebounds and going back up, I kind of liked it. But just like I say, just putting in the work, man. Individual work. No trainer. I had one coach work with me with my dribbling, but that's about it. All the other stuff I kind of did on my own.
The funny part is, he took my boxing 1, boxing 2, so that took him from 26 a game to 22.
Right.
So he was still.
They were highly effective.
I'm sure it was difficult, but he still was scoring that.
But when you that efficient and that effective, you have to have, and I think you tell me if I'm wrong, you just have to have some versatility to your game. You have to have the perfect mix to be able to shoot the ball. With 3, being able to play inside and outside, being able to just get to your spot every single time, and that's everything that I personally remember. And I learned a lot just watching it, playing against it, watching it, being somebody that was a bigger guy that can handle the basketball and all that. That's one thing I've always been gracious for, to be able to, because I've always been a student of it, to be able to see that, and watch that. But I think nowadays a lot of kids now don't watch it and all they're watching is highlights, so they're not able to take certain things to steal it and use it, apply it to their game, go work on it.
They don't steal.
You know what I mean? You know, all of that. So give me your mindset now, knowing today's youth mental makeup. When you now are giving, like, you in a camp setting? What do you want to make sure a kid get out of a 3-day camp?
Man, with my camp, I do 4 days. It's all fundamental. All fundamental, man. We work on passing, shooting, dribbling, and this past summer, I had B.B. Walton, which is a pretty good teacher. Yeah, I think he's over at Hillsborough.
Yeah, he's at Hillsborough. Yeah,
super fundamental.
Oh man, he killed me on that fundamental the first time. BB, shout out. What's happening, homie? Oh man, we played him. I was like, man, this dude here, man, is frustrating. Yeah, I mean, just get this out the floor.
Yeah, fundamentally sound, man. Yeah, but drop 30 on you easy. If you can do it, And I had another guy, Renard Fuller, which is he's coaching I think he got an assistant coaching job in a college in Georgia. So those two guys, they ran the camp. It was all fundamental for the kids. A lot of kids don't like it because they want to go out and just go up and down, man, and shoot. But you got to get them fundamentals down, and that's, I think, with the younger kids to grasp it, man, it'll be the best thing they can do.
Charlie, I had some dudes, because I'm at HCC, and I had some dudes in practice, man, and we was doing some stuff, and I was like, I'm going to give y'all a chance to make 20 off the glass. I said, then I'm going to shoot with one hand off the glass. So, I hit them before they did. They talking about, man, that's like magic or something. I said, man, you got to practice that,
practice, man. That's all it's about. Yeah.
But the game is
Coach, ain't nobody trying to shoot off the glass. Let me tell you something. You can watch an NBA game right now or a college game right now. You may see 2 shots, the whole game be made off the glass.
No, it'd be more than 2 because of the layup.
No, I'm talking about shooting.
They lay it over the rim.
No, I'm talking about shooting the ball off the Westbrook. That's it.
Yeah. That's the only one I see now.
That's the only one.
Could dunk it go.
Definitely try to shoot it off the glass.
Yeah.
That's it. Unless somebody's shooting a runner or a floater like Trey, then they may. But I'm talking about like a jump shot. Pull up.
He shoots it off there. Only one
That's
I've ever seen.
Me too.
Only one in the NBA right now.
Hey,
I think the most impressive thing with like Charlie, and you brought up BB, is like the amount of time that they still play competitive basketball. So we were at Blake. I wasn't even playing like in Riverfront League no more. The Graham twins were there. So like, I don't know if it was like the first round or whatever. They beat BB and Charlie and all them or whatever. And Joe Fallon was like, when they catch him in the playoffs, Charlie gonna go for 40. Me, Carl Thomas, and Joe was at Blake. What you say he was shooting from half court?
Listen, man. Listen. I was a jet playing with them, man. It was.
I watched it when he was growing up.
But I'm talking about, Joe, this got to be like 03.
How long did you play competitive against us?
Hey,
like, when you was about 30, 40?
No.
How old were you?
I'm 58 now. So competitively, I stopped playing about
45?
About 7 years ago.
I'm telling you, Rick.
Like, that's crazy.
And I'm telling you, he could still
he had to be giving us 40 and 45.
Tell him,
we
Charlie,
were 21,
you can always
22.
shoot it. You just can't move no more.
Move, man.
Yeah,
man, let me tell you, the last time I knew I was done, no lie, man, I don't know what I had, a fruition or whatever. Got the ball underneath, went up, and tried to dunk it from the vert.
Yeah.
And got stuck on the rim and fell on my back.
It was over.
I got up. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's over.
Play no more.
That's how you gotta go.
Play no more, bro.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
So in my mind, I thought I could still do it. It flashed back, but when it happened, I'm like, I'm done.
But I bet you can shoot. I bet you can stroke that 3.
I still can shoot.
I bet you can always be able to shoot.
I'm talking about this. We talking about the '90s. This is how our conversations used to go. It's gonna be me, Drake, D. Smith. We gonna.
Man, I had pole.
I've seen it all.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I've seen it all, man.
Drake came up with the jerseys in the bag. I was like, what's up? He's like, man, we got to play the Lakers the first round. That's Charlie. Charlie.
I was so cocky. I ain't even see it at first. I was like,
I remember you, boy.
Bobby Russell.
Believe me, I remember.
Bobby Russell out there moving slower
I
than
used
me.
to say, what I did is brothers, man. I ain't, I'm
good. I heard all the stories. I said, man, tell them.
Man,
they ran the tear still going on.
But look here, before they get in there, that when I was over at prep.
Right.
Remember when I was over at prep? They tell me,
I was like,
man, how Charlie them was when they were young? I said, boy.
I would have hated to see that, though.
Charlie always was real. Don't get it.
I would have hated to see that, boy.
Him and Cooter, when they used to play together, Cooter be coming down, he done ran through everybody. Then he just throw it up in the air. You turn around, here come Charlie flying, catching it. Bam!
serious, man.
Wasn't he
Lakers,
though?
though.
Wasn't he
That
though?
one Riverfront League.
Couldn't
used to
take the
be
ball from him.
Used to be at
No.
Couldn't
Tech.
press him.
No.
You ain't play when Riverfront League was at Tech.
Nah, I
Charlie
didn't play that.
come
Blake,
home. Charlie
That was
come
Tech.
home.
Blake
Yeah.
and Chamberlain.
Listen,
Yeah.
we at Tech. Charlie, my line says a 6 o'clock game. The Lakers and the Suns, or the Lakers and the Silks. You remember the Silks?
Silks, yeah. That's the old
Boy,
school team.
that thing looked like Club Atlanta, boy.
Oh no, I know.
Am I lying, Charlie?
Listen,
They
we
coming
played-
in the-
I
listen,
caught him
no,
in the
no,
championship game.
No, I'm talking about the crowd.
Crowd, yeah.
It's like it just says it's a championship game at Tech at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you hear high heels clicking. You like,
30s and Vols outside when the
What?
when the
But I'm
Wolves
gonna
was
go
out there.
back further than that. What about at the park?
At Riverfront, see,
At
I ain't playing
Riverfront
Riverfront.
Park.
I ain't that old.
On
Man.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
park was packed. I'm
Yeah.
talking about thousands of people.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of the park, you remember Pip, old
Yeah.
school Pip?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know when Dame started to turn the corner, you know Pip was like the stopper.
Yeah.
We was at the park on a Sunday. I'm feeding that thing to Dame. They talking about, Pip, you get him.
Pip, yeah.
Man, Dame out of school 12 straight times on Pip.
Charlie-
And you know Pip got the mitts. He had
Yeah.
Oh,
belly.
Pip
Yeah.
get up on you.
Well, after that, it
I
was
just
over.
talked to
boy.
Pip yesterday.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Charlie, your most memorable hoop experience, game.
Man, that's,
Give me one.
man, I think it's when we played Florida because I was supposed to go there. So every time I averaged 30 against Florida every time we played them, and we played them 3 times. But the night we played them at the Sundome, and I hit a shot to go into overtime. We would have won it if they would have counted as a 3.
Yeah.
But it was no 3 in our conference, so we had to go to overtime. They beat us, but that's probably my most memorable moment, man. Playing
You gave
against
him 30
Florida.
every time?
Every time I averaged 30 against them. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Damn,
saying. That's no line. That's no line.
No, I'm just saying, but
He said so casual though. Average 30 against him.
No, but he
Yeah.
need to tell the people
Dog.
at home the name of his trainer and stuff. The dude that ain't had no trainer.
Charlie Bradley Incorporated.
Yeah, no trainer, man. But you
Charlie-
know, nothing against the trainers, man.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing against the trainer. I think the kids got to decide. Even with a trainer, you still got to put in that other work.
put in
man.
And that's just like having a
Put in that
coach.
work.
It's like,
Right.
you know what I
Nothing
mean? If
against no
somebody
trainer.
give you something, go apply it and go use it. You know what I mean? Like go access it.
Yeah.
So Charlie, y'all ain't Cooter from E-Boy City.
Right.
You grew up on the East too. How y'all got to Robinson?
Bus. That's when.
Oh
they
no,
started
y'all was
busing.
zoned for Robinson.
Yeah.
This
we
was
zoned.
different. They done
Yeah.
changed everything, man.
Yeah,
We
Charlie-
zoned us, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
they-
People, people like growing up, people thought Charlie went from Port Tampa. I was
They
like,
used to
I
play
don't
right
know
on
that.
and up.
Right. I was from E-Boy City.
What's that court over there? Y'all used to play
Phillip
on?
Shore.
Yeah.
Phillip Shore Elementary.
Yeah.
Charlie, we did a Mount Rushmore of hoopers in Hillsborough County. 4 guys from Hillsborough County that you would put four all-time Hillsborough County players.
For all time.
Just give me 4 guys
Man.
that you would have on.
Now you talking about way back?
I'm talking
What's
about
your
your
My
4.
4.
See, they always forget
Man.
back, Charlie.
No, we
And
ain't
they-
forget. We just want
recency
yours.
bias. I tell you all the
I ain't
time.
see Larry
That's what them
go.
young boys
Larry,
do to us,
I ain't
Charlie.
see Larry got one.
No. Listen, like me. Your 4.
One of my guys would be Herbie Allen. I don't know if you guys.
Played
know.
I
at Florida
remember
State.
Herbie Allen played at Florida State.
Yep.
You can include yourself.
Played. No, I won't do that.
Okay.
Herbie older than you talking?
Herb's older than me, man.
Okay.
But I watched
He was at
Herb.
Robinson too,
I
right?
watched Herb play against Daryl Dawkins to see who was going to be Mr. Florida basketball, and he had a chance to beat him, but he tried to man up on 6'10" Daryl Dawkins, but he just had him outside working him.
Right.
So he trying to go in and man, Daryl backed him in and beat him and won Mr. Basketball. That's when they used to do the 101
Yeah.
for Florida basketball. But
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
back in the day. Yeah. George Almond.
They should have never stopped that.
Hold on.
Oh, yes, sir.
Do you know? You remember
All
George
American in
Almond?
football and
No.
That's
basketball.
who, I knew his name.
Football
from
Jabbo.
and basketball.
Played in
Jabbo.
Florida.
Jabbo. No.
See, I ain't- oh, he went to
Jabbo
school.
played at Southwest Louisiana.
Yeah. He played
George-
Southwest.
talking
He went to
about him.
Kathleen.
Oh, that's what
Almond.
Kathleen
Yeah, I
said.
remember.
You used to be
He was
talking
All
about-
American in football
George
and
Almond,
basketball.
Alonzo Allen. I
Yes,
don't know if
sir.
you ever
I
heard
remember
of
him.
Alonzo Allen.
I remember him with
Man,
Lakeland.
boy, man. But these are guys that before you guys' time, but
No, we
man,
want Tampa.
Alonzo,
We want
you
all
you
Tampa.
want all Tampa.
I want
Okay.
all town.
So I'll go with Herbie Allen, man, and just Desmond Allison.
Robinson Knight, rest in peace.
Desmond Allison for
Okay,
sure, man.
we mentioned him
Respect
earlier.
that.
Man, after that, it's just it's so many, but
One wages Desmond Coates.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wages was there as a coach, but Cooter Patterson, man, that was my
Rest in
ride or
peace.
die guy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Coot,
Yeah.
but they had a guy by the name of Sylvester James,
Yes,
and
sir.
these guys I played with.
at Robinson.
Sly James,
Sly.
man, was our 6'5", just inside guy. That'll be my 4, but it's just so many, man.
A lot of them guys wore a lot of silver and black. I see.
Silver and black.
He represents
Okay,
Robinson all the. Yeah,
I noticed
yeah.
that.
I mean, you got my boy from Plant City though.
Russell.
Horace.
Oh, Horace. I'm
Rondell.
sorry.
I told y'all about Horace.
But I'm gonna tell you, it was all beefed up. Horace and Cuda, man. Cuda killed Horace.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Killed him.
And Horace know that. Yeah, Horace know that.
Cuda killed him.
Horace, you know that.
Yeah. No, he killed him.
Yeah.
He admitted Horace good people.
Subscribe to the channel
Horace
and
is
comment. You know that. We ain't saying no lie. A Honda.
Good dude.
Yeah, we ain't saying we
I
ain't
told
There's
y'all
just so
Horace
many,
though,
man.
man.
I
It's
just
a lot.
can't do 4. I mean, it's so many, man. I mean, come on, man. It's just so many guys.
He got to come off the bench, Charlie.
I'm gonna be there though.
He worked.
I'm in the building.
He gonna
Somewhere.
He gonna be shooting
I'm
when he
definitely
comes.
gonna be shooting.
Sir.
I'm in
Charlie,
the
the first
building.
time I seen that dude, man, I went to one of the Lato games. I seen him. I said, "That's a guard."
Yeah.
I told you.
When I saw him, I couldn't believe it. Man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
We
Dude
thought
shooting like
we used to
this,
think he
having
was
that
slow
ball.
when he was a little boy. He was so big.
Listen,
man.
I ain't know no better. I ain't know I was gonna be 6'6". That's 6'7". I ain't know it. You know what I mean? I just did what came natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
There's been some
many
guys that
out
come out of
there,
here, man.
Dame, I love that kid,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That boy he reminded me of you afterward,
Yeah.
Same kind of ability. Same game,
Yeah.
could handle the ball.
Dan was a little bit more offensive minded.
Right.
Mario was a little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Mario
Yeah.
had other guys involved.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Had it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dame, like you say, he finished with both hands round and round.
Right.
He never played outside of what he could do, but it's been some guys.
Charlie, you ain't
man.
forget Tony now.
T-Mac, come on, man. I play.
And we ain't talking about Tracy McGrady.
I got Tony Mac. I got a quick story. We went to Venezuela together. I got him over there. First year, Tony came to Venezuela. Man, Tony was driving by 35, and the coach was like, Charlie, I'm going to get you the ball. I'm going to get you the ball. I said, put me at the point, coach. Put me at the point. So he put me at the point. I was averaging about 30. Tony was averaging about 35.
Oh, that's
we was,
tough,
we was
yeah.
killing over in
Yeah.
Venezuela. Killing, man.
10-point pace just moving.
Yeah.
What he had about 70-something one night, didn't he?
Tony could.
Over in Lakeland.
It was. I think it was the same. We was like 63, then 71.
Listen, I don't want to hit it. Wasn't no 3-point line.
No, but the crazy
How you
thing,
drop 70 with no 3-point?
but and it's like 28 or 35.
Like that's
Like, that ain't missing.
That's unreal.
No.
He was a scoring machine. When you talking about a scoring machine,
Yeah.
that brother can give it to you, boy.
I played against
Strong.
Tony one time. We was just playing some pickup. So Tony went baseline, and listen, I wasn't no skill dude like these dudes. I just was physical,
Right.
and play hard. You know what I mean? So I had read the play where he going. I went over there and stripped him. Wow. Tony got that thing back. Tony took one dribble, hit me, pop, hit me right in my mouth, and got an and one. I said, "Oh, okay."
That's what we doing today.
He was strong.
Yeah.
He was real strong,
I
man.
was seeing again at Tech, and he'll just come in, no warm up. I mean, the first time he grabbed the ball and slapped it, Joe Fowler, I said, "Damn!" I had never heard that sound. I was like, Joe said, "Damn!" He getting up this high on the jump shot.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he went to Georgia one
Yeah.
year and still
Yeah.
got drafted by the Sixers. You know,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
you know that's crazy, man. So he definitely had the ability to play in the league, and man, that's another thing with the NBA, man. These guys, a lot of guys had the ability. It's just all there was a lot of politics involved, man.
Politics, catching the right
Right
break,
break, right timing. I
That
say
timing.
timing
There you
all
go.
the time.
There you go.
Tony, you was in camp with Otis Thorpe.
Yeah, Sacramento.
He a Florida guy, Jones.
Florida
you knew that?
down.
Is he? I didn't
Boynton
know that.
Beach.
Yeah. I
Boynton
from
Beach.
Lake Worth or something.
Lake Worth, all that.
Oh, that's all that right
But
in Palm Beach County.
when I got drafted, I went to Boynton and met him there.
Yeah.
Boynton Beach, Florida. Yeah, Otis Thorpe, man. Now, I just saw Thorpe on Sports Center. Yes, I wonder if that's his son.
What, you play basketball?
He's nice too.
Oh yeah.
Where you play at?
Like, he's a freshman.
Oh, okay.
Might
I saw some highlights last night. Thorpe, man.
Yeah.
I made me
They
think
don't
Otis.
hear that all the time.
Nah.
Yeah, he a Florida guy.
Hey,
too.
talking about the y'all know about back in the day Otis Bird song?
Sarasota,
No.
Lakeland, Polk County.
Down in right before Orlando. Winter Haven.
Winter Haven.
Polk County, yeah.
Yeah.
Polk County,
Otis
yeah.
Birdsong. Had a nice little
Bad
pro
boy.
career, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember,
score.
like, when I first started seeing, like, the more highlight, he played for the Nets, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another dude, Wilmore Fowler, played down at Palmetto.
Palmetto.
Yeah.
Wilmore Fowler,
Yeah,
yeah.
he could score that thing. In the area, man, there's a lot of dudes, man. A lot of dudes. That's why
Big Cliff,
I was
Rozier
telling
over
them,
there,
Charlie,
Southeast.
yeah, when
Cliff
they
Rozier,
start
yeah.
talking about this Mount Rushmore and all this, to me, I don't like it
Right.
because everybody had their run, did their thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if they still mentioning your name 30, 40 years,
40 years
then
later.
there it goes.
pretty good.
That's
Pretty
all you
good.
need to know. You know?
I do have a final question, Charlie. Going from high school to college and really, having a decorated, collegiate career, and then getting to the pro level, it's always hard to articulate and express to today's youth about the difficulty of sustaining a career at the professional level, or how hard it is to even make it to that level.
Right.
Touch on that, for a second.
Yeah, with me, man, I stopped going to school 2 years at USF. I was eligible, but I stopped, and it was the stupidest thing I could have did in my life, man. I stopped going to classes because I was already eligible. Only thing in my mind, and I don't know what kids today is thinking about the NBA. I'm going to the NBA, but everybody don't make it. It's just a percentage of kids gonna make it.
A
to
small
that
percentage
to that next level. So when I talk to kids now, man, I tell them to get that education, man, first.
Yeah.
If you're good enough to go to the NBA, so be it. But you can always fall back on that education, man. I just reached out to USF 2 days ago, man, for to go back and get my degree.
Nice.
And I'm
Nice.
58 years old, man.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations,
That's
y'all.
big.
So
That's
I'm
nice.
gonna do it, man. My mom, that's the first thing she wanted me to do.
Good.
So, and you know who started all that? Tony Greer.
Yeah.
He was
yeah,
my roommate.
Yeah, he was.
So he reached out to me and said, "Man, Chuck, we got to get you a
was tough.
degree, man." So,
He was tough.
so I'm working on it, and I'm gonna go back to school, finish up, man.
I got to applaud that. Man.
Yeah.
Real good,
Yeah,
Charlie. Real
but
good.
just to these kids today, man. Another thing about I think high school's so watered down, man. We got so many high schools.
Yeah.
I mean, back
They
in
on
the
think it's
top of
20
each
I
other.
think it's-
They're
it's-
literally on top of
I
each
think
other.
that's another reason why we watered down.
I'm
man.
gonna tell you a story.
Ain't
A guy
no
me and
question
Mush-
about that. That's a
guy
story
me
for
and
another
Mush
day.
know, LA nephew Mush, dude, he from St. Pete. His son had a JV football game. His son was playing JV for Hillsborough. I don't know. In his mind, he thought the game was at Hillsborough. So he went to Hillsborough. They was like, no, the game at Plant. So him not being from here, he thinking South Tampa. He go to Robinson. Like, no, the game at Plant. He comes back to Plant. The point is, like, the schools on top of each other. He did all that in like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
He went to Hillsborough. He went to Robinson. He came back to Plant. You know what I'm saying? The schools on top of each other.
So
around
it's a great point being from Hillsborough County. I mean, it's 27 schools now. Might be a few more. The third largest county in the state, the seventh largest county in the country.
Wow.
And I know that because statistically, like getting ready to like build another gym and like knowing the parameters of what's going on right here in the county. But this is why you still see so much consistency from a basketball standpoint from a school like Auburndale, a Bartow,
Yeah.
a Lake Wales.
Yeah.
They haven't built much like Kathleen.
Or like Kathleen, and they work together. And like
Right.
if you in Lakeland and you play football, you go to senior house.
Exactly.
You play basketball, you go to Kathleen.
Yeah,
That's it.
and
And the
it's
coaches ain't beefing. That's just how it is over there.
but also we also got to respect economically where we at too, though.
Right.
That's why we see what we see too. So
Right.
we have to understand that.
Yeah,
So
the-
that's
the-
where the coaches that we mentioned on becomes very prevalent on where you going to get the best reps to be the best that you can be at whatever
Right.
school that you at because of that. 27 schools in one county, that's crazy.
My main
Right.
thing with
It's
Tampa,
insane.
That's
there,
crazy.
there shouldn't be such a huge dip from volleyball,
The football,
soccer,
baseball, and then basketball.
and then basketball is just horrible in this county. How many teams won state in volleyball this year?
Two, Calvary and Plant.
And Plant.
Right.
Jesuit just won it in football. Probably gonna have a couple guys drafted in baseball.
And Garcia, Jesuit and Sickles won, let's just say between 5 and 7 years ago, but before that hadn't been won in 50 years.
What?
A state championship winner in basketball.
TC won it in '96.
I mean, I'm
Daryl
sorry,
and
25 years, whatever.
Daryl and
exactly.
Kennedy, they won.
So now you got 3 and 50 though.
Every girls want it now.
And I'm on the male side.
Oh,
No, the
okay.
male side.
Now the female side, even then though, forget the winning championship part of it. Every single year, you can't count 5 guys that's going to play Division II, Division like mid-major to high-major basketball.
There's no way this is
You know what I'm saying?
city, a volleyball city, football city, and then basketball all the way down.
Yeah, so we can count on one hand in the last 5 years the number of guys that's played out of Hillsborough County at the Division I level. For example, you got Workson, you got my guy at Texas Tech, Jonathan Gray. You know what I mean? We'll be struggling to find the guys that's played at that level, and it's no excuse because the athletes are here. Yeah. You can't say you got top 50 recruits in football, but then you have nobody in basketball.
Somebody can hoop.
Like somebody can hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Charlotte, way different when we was in school, but what you think of that transfer portal, man, and how that's going with all of that? The transfer portal. Yeah.
Man,
it's crazy, ain't it?
It's opportunity.
It is opportunity.
So,
but it's like it's like a monster now.
I just talked to BJ Daniels, man. They got 21 guys from the transfer portal just came in the USF last week.
Wow.
21. Several from Clemson. So
wow.
You know, and he talking about they're gonna win 9 games. You know, I ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
Shout out to BJ.
Hey BJ.
Yeah.
You know what you want to recruit? If we can't get him in from recruit, we get him in from transferring.
Yeah, man. I like the portal. I sometimes I see a guy like, there's a kid from Oregon. He rushed for 1,200 yards last year. He transferred.
Right.
So I don't know what would be a better situation, but maybe he knows something we don't know.
You know what's fueling some of that?
What?
He
going with a
monetary
situation.
The NIL fueling some of that too.
Jones, he's at Oregon with Phil Knight. You can't make no money up there.
Here's what I'll say.
Somebody done promised him something.
I like the opportunity because it's giving the player access to their career to do certain things.
Oh, Mark.
I don't like the mentality that it's creating, though.
I ain't hating on it, but
that's what I don't like.
I ain't hating on it, but it's causing problems.
Yeah.
So the opposite, in my opinion, what you're saying is give all the control back to.
That's not giving them control.
That's what all this is about.
No, what I'm saying. But now we can break down demographics and all that.
But think about this. Think about Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, all these guys in the last couple of years who've transferred.
Yes.
Now think about 20 years ago, how if a guy fell out of favor with a coach, if he were to transfer, like they did Robert Moore.
Sit down.
They told him, you can't go to no SEC schools, no school in the state of Florida.
No, I don't. I agree
so
with
the coach
that.
had all the control.
Yeah.
So just think about if it wasn't a Joe Burrow or Justin Fields, how many guys done got lost in the shuffle, and a guy won't grant him his letter unless he do this.
Yes.
Or they done badmouth the kids. You know what I'm saying? So I like it because this putting the control in the kids' hand.
Yeah,
That's what I like about
it definitely is putting the control in the kids' hand. But keep in mind, the kids are a lot of times the kids are making a decision. It ain't like Charlie Bradley Jr. is calling Charlie Bradley Sr. and say, "Dad, what do you think about this?" Right. You know what I mean? It's like kids saying, "Oh, man, you know what? He ain't played me in the SEC championship game because of so now I'm transferring." That like a lot of them look like that. Which
Joe Burrow don't think he made the right choice.
Yeah, but how many Joe Burrows and Justin Fields are there?
I'm just saying, just however many guys have done it.
How many are they though?
All for it.
What you think of it, Charlie?
Like Baker Mayfield a transfer.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray a transfer.
Charlie get it.
All them guys.
Yeah, but for every
whole
one
thing
of them,
is what's up with getting paid, man?
Right.
Yeah.
I got a problem with that, bro.
You got a problem?
I'm happy for them.
Right.
yeah. You
want some retroactive money?
I need that.
Retro, bro.
I need that.
When they first started, the first thing I said was retro.
Right.
That's all.
Retro.
Hey, look. Charlie, speaking of retro, in 1998 when NCAA basketball game came out, right? They had all the Division I teams on there. We put it in the Dreamcast. I'm playing with myself. I see my number. They got my little profile.
They got the little weak.
They got the phone with the little twist in there, right? I'm like, boy, I need that. Shit.
Ed O'Bannon
something.
That's how I started.
That's about Ed O'Bannon. But I mean, in all fairness, though, I mean, definitely, you know what I mean? Charlie mentioned retroactive, but I mean, that's the part that I do like. It's like, okay, you've took advantage of all of that, but like, for every Baker Mayfield that Debonair just mentioned, and Justin Fields and Burrow and all that, there's thousands of guys that there's less stories of those than it is guys that like that
goes
succeeded.
Like what the Charlie said. Everybody ain't playing for money.
Oh no,
It's only be a small
yeah, it's only be a small
Joe
number.
Flacco a transfer guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so Troy Aikman was a transfer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went to Oklahoma first. So
But they didn't have the same. But I'm talking about. But when you talk about, we mentioned the word pandemic, which you gotta be careful with. There's, I mean 21 transfers in one season. like 21. Like you're celebrating coaches that don't have no transfers.
Right.
Like, cause everybody's leaving.
I
That's
think
over.
Georgia after
over.
the chip Monday, they say Georgia lost 2, Bama lost 6. The next morning, like
It's over.
we
After
go on,
championship.
give us our
Wow.
range, we going, I'm out.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're never
So,
going
I
back.
mean-
The rabbit out the hat. Pandora's box is open. It's done.
I like it. I like that they can transfer.
You know.
I remember back in the day, Jones, they used to be talking about stories like Woody Hayes or Bo Schembechler, how they would over recruit a
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
knowing that they weren't gonna play
Well,
him just
yeah,
so they
true
could
story.
get him.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
saying I don't like it for the dudes, and I ain't saying I'm just saying it's out of control now.
And you a part of it too, coach, being a college coach.
That's what I'm
Right.
trying to
Like,
listen.
so-
Let me tell you something. You need to understand this. You open
Jones
that
had-
you
Jones
open
had
that
a dude
portal.
come to him. They and JUCO talking about, yeah, coach, I think I'm gonna go on the end of the transfer portal.
Yeah, I said, boy, ain't no
And we 2
transfer
games in.
portal. Yeah, dude, I
2
said,
games in.
I said, boy, ain't no transfer portal.
Hey,
You ain't even
look,
like
get
that.
what? He was mad because he didn't get a 12 instead of 6-inch sound. I want to transfer.
Hey, listen.
It's like that's
But
that garbage.
here's the thing people don't think about. So you open that portal up, and everybody getting them. They coming down, they going
Going
up.
up.
Where the high schoolers going?
Well, they
Yeah.
Where they going?
They
You ain't got
get
so many scholarships.
Listen.
Right. That's-
So where the high
that's a good
schoolers
point.
going?
I
So
just
now,
had
a-
now guess what? Now they forced, if they don't want to lose a year, they going to
prep school.
prep school.
Yep. Which is a great segue for a lot of guys. It really is the same. I'm still being partial to some of it. Like I'm talking to my nephew the other day who wants to transfer. Coach promised him the world. Everything was looking great initially. Now in that situation, I empathize a little bit. Like the coach ain't doing what he said he was gonna do. He ready to
I
leave.
mean, but that's how recruiting, like,
No question about it. I get that. Like they don't sit back and wait your turn. And you bring in another guy play the same position, a transfer in the same position where I was the only high school guy you brought in, a transfer from Coppin State that's a little bigger. You gonna now play him? It's like, and should I sit there instead of the
But what I
paint?
told
No.
you, what I told you, Keith said about the NFL and the NCAA. He says the only job on earth, or in America for that matter, that the day they sign you, they trying to replace you the same day.
No question.
Because if they can sign the number 2 tight end in America, they gonna sign the number 3
But
tight
see,
end.
the conversation we had earlier, what's going on? Why they doing all this? This is my theory.
Yeah.
I ain't nothing. All right, but my theory, the NCAA was losing control.
Yeah.
And they were about to be obliterated. People going to court, doing it.
Right.
They say, okay, let's slip them a little power with the NIL.
had to.
Let's slip them a little part, and then we can keep remain in power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of it. I think that's a big deal. Let me ask you this. With your time at South Florida, did you ever think about transferring or leaving? Or did the fact of having to sit out and change your mind?
Never thought about it.
That was different, right?
Never
We
thought
didn't
about it.
we didn't think about stuff like that.
Never thought about it. I was there.
Yeah.
I had committed.
Roberts.
So
Yeah.
I thought about it, man.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing.
You ain't never asked me mine.
So my thought is if
bitch.
if they have it
Yeah,
today
yeah.
like they did where they saying, okay, you can't transfer, then that kind of make you want to stay. I got to make this work.
Right.
But
Well, I
now,
mean,
if you
obviously-
can run out and go everywhere, you ain't gonna fight it out.
Right.
You know, who was the dude from Alabama that sat out behind all them pros for 3 years?
Matt Jones.
All right,
Play for
played
the
this
Patriots
year.
right now. Play for
No,
the
no. The running back played this year. In the
Oh
national
yeah.
championship.
The running back.
Williams or
Yeah,
something.
Robinson. Yeah.
Sat behind all them dudes. Now he showed out.
Few and far in between though,
They're probably
coach.
gonna be in. Hey,
Trust
he gonna be
in the
a real good
preparation.
back in the
He
league,
is.
too.
He really is.
We ain't finna find out because ain't nobody fighting through.
But I would like to know Robinson background. I would like to know like who's
know where he from.
I would like to know who's a part of his who's a part of his team
But so-
to allow him to make certain
So
decisions.
the team that we always talk about, the 01 Canes, and I done heard Edge tell stories where Portis was like, "Oh, if you leaving, I'ma come," and Edge was like, "No, you should come anyway to compete."
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Portis said. He
them
told
days
Frank
over
Gore.
with.
Nah, you ain't gonna get that.
So
No
you talking
way,
about
no
you
way.
talking about a running back room with Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, and Frank Gore in it, and they just
Two Hall of
just go-
Famers.
we just go compete.
Two Hall of Famers and a guy didn't Porter get 10,000?
Like literally like 20 yards short.
Okay, so
it's-
I'ma give
it's
him
something
10.
Crazy.
Yeah, 10.
Shout out to CP.
Yeah.
Hold your head. They did you wrong. 6 months in, 6 months out. It'll be over quick. Don't even worry about it.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, before we go, because I know we're going to wrap it up in a minute, I just want to say about Charlie, man, watching you play, what you bought, the class and the style you play with, how you carried yourself, man, you running the camps and all the things you do, man. I always admired that, man, and how you handle yourself, man. You know what I mean? And I always proud of it. and how you did your thing, man. So that's a good look, man.
True Tampa.
Charlie, I've never got a chance to communicate this to you, but I'm always saying, man, I'm always gracious in how you one has always, checked in with me, and it's more about how I'm doing as a man and kind of knowing my layout of things that I personally have had to endure.
Right.
But the one thing I want to celebrate, man, is you want to you're just a class act in regards to just what you do to the community, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of kids won't be able to see that and understand what you've done based off of where you at. But the way you've kind of laid it out, it's been an example for myself, and it's part of how I've led myself to do nonprofit acts and do my thing from that standpoint, just by following your lead. And I've never been able to tell you that, but having you here in front of me is part of like my whole layout in regards to that. Seeing somebody before me, having a chance to be able to play against. I mean, you 15 years my elder, but I didn't have father figures around. So a lot of that stuff personally, I learned through playing the game of basketball, watching a lot of you guys do what you do. I definitely celebrate your success in that. Seeing what you do in regards to going back to your chapter and your school and being an alumni and doing that part of it, staying community with that, doing what you're doing for these kids, especially on the lower socioeconomic level that needs more of that than some of the other kids. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm going to continue to celebrate that piece of it, and I'm thankful to just be able to know you in that sense as well.
Yeah, Charlie, he's my guy. I just saw him at Palm Avenue. Literally Saturday. Just saw him. Like, hey, man, I'm going to come on the show. Jones called him. Showed up, we talking about a legend. He could have played it off.
I told Tommy anytime, man. I'm here, bro. Anytime.
Charlie,
appreciate it.
It's like he see my son, he be like, "Now, how tall is he now?" You know what I'm saying? So the first time my son was like, "Dad, who was that dude?" So when he was like a little boy, when he first started growing, and I told him to Google your name, he was like, he scored all these points. I was like, with no 3-point line.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So Charlie
got to put that in there.
Even way back in the day, back in our bike sliding days when I was in Rumors and Club Atlanta, Charlie got the beam out there. I'm hating like a baby mama. You know what I'm saying?
Plenty on around with that beam. Where you at,
Charlie, we got a segment that we do. Who did it better? I'm saying, we're gonna go sitcoms.
Here we go.
Martin or Living Single?
Martin, that's not even close.
Just saying, somebody out there might like Living Single, Rick.
Man, Martin, it's not even close.
Okay, I'm gonna give you another one.
One's syndicated, one's not.
I ain't let the man answer.
Still to this day, man, I watch Martin. Still to this day, I just watch.
Really can't not touch
Martin.
It's Martin.
I got the whole DVD.
Still watch Martin.
And I ain't even got to pop it in. You know what I mean? You can find it. What channel you want to watch?
Oh, it's always syndicated.
Always on syndicated.
Yes, sir.
Martin's still getting a check from that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You'd have been better off saying like Martin versus like
What
Seinfeld or something. Something we don't even watch.
No,
none can't compare. Not culturally from our era.
Charlie, we used to do something last season, and it was called "I Never Forget."
We gonna bring
A
that back.
memory of some what's something that you'll never forget? It ain't got to be sports. It could just be life. It could just be what's something you'll never forget, man. That you always think about a whole. It could be funny. It could be sad.
That's a good question, man.
Yeah.
I really can't say.
No,
man.
can't say.
There's so many thoughts going through your
Many
head.
thoughts going right
Yeah.
now, bro. You got me.
Every time that question comes, you start turning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I had these boys laughing about my quarter horse day when I used to run track. Boy, that was.
Listen, we done went through so many thoughts,
That
man.
boy back there eating a hot dog.
A hot dog. I don't know what he was thinking, man.
Now I never forget when I tried to play football.
Oh, go ahead.
never
Tell
heard
us about
that
it.
story.
We ain't heard that one now.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Back in Ybor City days, I'm following Cootie. He got me out there. So, man, we played football, and we had to come to West Tampa and play against
Spartans.
the Spartans.
The mighty Spartans, Charlie.
Man,
They ain't play over there.
half of them guys.
They ain't play over
Hey, you played over
They
there?
ain't play over there.
No, Mario.
No, I ain't play.
So,
No.
half of them guys probably was, for one thing, overweight, overage.
Charlie, don't put no smut on our name. Charlie, don't put no smut
that
on our
was
name.
Hey, you
man.
put a little
That
Debbie
was the
cake.
No, man,
Man,
don't
we're
put
in
no
a
smut
little
on our name.
PAL football, man.
Hey, man.
You know, man.
That what y'all signed up for?
Yeah, that's what we signed. So, man, kickoff, my coach said, man, go down there and hit somebody. Man, I ran down there, man. This dude, back then, you know, I might have some little head trauma right now. Man, dude laid me out. Dude laid me out on one hit, man.
When it was over.
I told my mom, I said, I ain't playing football. So trying to play football, man.
Well, them
There it
Spartans
is.
turned a lot of football
There
players
it is.
into non-football
I
players.
knew it was something in there he ain't never
Listen.
forget. I knew it was
I would tell you right now, any football player in the world
He asked Mario, you play for the Spartans? Mario ain't even answer.
sure didn't. Sure didn't play for the Spartans. No, but I ain't playing nothing but sandlot. But I played baseball and basketball. I wasn't trying to. I got hit too hard too many times. Not playing with some of the jokers that played for the Spartans. Straight.
You heard of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm straight.
Oh yeah.
Charlie, I told him a story. I grew up in Hyde Park, so over there at our little park, well, I'm out there looking like Marcus Allen. Well, we came over there with Mike Deal and Laurel. I had my hand in the dirt and been blocking everything.
Oh yeah.
I ain't no skill position play over there.
No.
No. It's too much talent running around here.
What?
It's too much talent running around here.
That's real.
99 ain't good enough signing off.
Out with the legend CB.
With the legend CB, Charlie Bradley, a.k.a. a man of many different hats right now doing his thing.
Mr.
Yes,
Buckets.
You young, yeah, Mr. Buckets. Definitely got buckets. Listen, he got buckets in 3 generations.
Yes, sir.
3 decades. 4 decades. I'm sorry. 8 and 9 and 2000 and the 10s.
Yeah, he definitely got
He ain't start playing till he was 50.
51. Man, they just stopped playing
What you
7 years
mean,
ago.
man? That man was dropping 30 on there when he was 45. No, I ain't with that though,
See,
man.
the ball, you know, Tyler tall.
You know what I'm saying?
He got that rayon on.
Listen.
I'm talking about that thing
Hey,
like
Charlie,
this
what you
in
drinking?
the
Some
wind.
Hennessy? What you drinking? Some hen?
Yeah, I used to be on that hand. That's around LA, boy. You gonna get you some hand.
He was on that hand. Hey, man, it's been a classic one. We signing off. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel.
Peace.
Any questions or concerns? I mean, let us know what you want to hear, man. It's been a good one, man. It's been a good one. Keep it 100 signing off.
Boom.